Hi my YouTube family and welcome back to my channel. I was very excited when I saw some red okras being sold at my vendor. I then placed an order and I quickly thought that I should make and share this recipe of dahi masala bhindi with you. So let's get started. Of course, we need about half a kg of bhindi or okra. They are also called as lady fingers. You can also use the regular green okra if you do not find the red one. I have chopped my okra into large pieces. I know there are many people who like to chop their okra really fine, but I suggest large pieces for this recipe. I also have diced potatoes. The combination is marvelous. First, we are going to fry our potatoes and okra in oil. In many restaurants, they deep fry, but I'm shallow frying it. So, in a pan, add any oil of your choice. I would recommend mustard oil. Add in the chopped okra and the potatoes in the hot oil. Fry it on a medium to high flame for about 2 minutes. Here we do not want our okra and potatoes to be fully cooked. This little step helps us to have the okra the real texture and not be extra sticky or gummy in our sabzi. Keep stirring it continuously and fry it till your red okra has turned into green okra. At this time, our potatoes will also be slightly undercooked. So, it's the best time to switch off the flame and get the okra and the potatoes out in a plate. If you ask if the red okra tastes same, then yes, it tastes the same. It's just that it's a lot less stickier than the green okra. Next, in a mixer jar, add about 10 to 5 cloves of garlic, 2 to 3 green chilies. It also depends upon how spicy you prefer it. Add half an inch of a ginger. Next, add in about 2 large size of tomato. Blend this well in your mixer grinder and the paste is ready. Let's start cooking the sabzi. Place the same pan on heat. Now I am using a pan, but you could use any vessel of your choice. Add some oil to the pan and then we are going to add in some chopped onions. I have taken 2 medium-sized onions which I have finely chopped. Let's fry these onions into the oil until they are slightly golden brown. Keep your flame on the medium and then fry them, or else the onions will go brown but still be undercooked. At this stage, I'm also going to add salt. When you add salt to the onions release their water and cook fast. Once the onions are nice and golden brown, add in the paste that we had made earlier, which was tomato, ginger, garlic and chilies. Saute this tomato paste for about a minute so that the tomatoes, ginger, garlic and chili are well cooked. Next, we are going to add our dry spices, starting with half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi, about 2 spoons of Kashmiri Lal Mirch. Since Kashmiri Lal is not spicy, I'm adding 2 teaspoons. You can adjust according to your taste. I'm also going to add about 2 tablespoons of coriander and cumin powder. You can also add garam masala instead. Saute the dry mixes very well into our onions and tomatoes. Saute them on a medium flame for about 1 or 2 minutes. Add about a little bit of water so that your masalas are not burnt. Dry spices generally get burnt if you dry saute them. So add about a little bit of water if you need more and keep sauteing it for about 2 minutes more. After 2 minutes, add curd. I have used homemade curd which I have beaten it very well first and then added to this. Always beat the curd before with a fork or a spoon before you add it to any curry, otherwise you'll have curds lumps which taste very bad. This is our final masala, so cook it till you see the oil has been separated from the masala. If the oil starts to separate, then your masala is cooked. Add the okra and the fried potatoes that we had fried earlier and mix well on a high flame. Saute this entire mixture for about 1 or 2 minutes till all the masalas have stuck to our potatoes and okra. Switch to a low medium flame and then cook your potatoes and okra in this masala. At this stage, do not add any water to the sabzi or else the okra will be gooey and sticky. Keep stirring it occasionally until your okra and potatoes are cooked. Once you see your okra has lost its shape and is little bit soft, that means your okra is cooked. You can eat and check as well. Check for salt if you need more. Mine was perfect, so I did not add. And now our okra sabzi is ready to be served. Serve this with some hot naan, roti or a chapati. I hope you like my recipe and you would give me a thumbs up for this. Thank you for watching. This is Ritika, your Bakasur Mama, signing off, and I'll see you soon with another such recipe.